Hey everybody, welcome to the new trainer method. I'm excited to give you guys an update today. I know it's been a while. I have been slaving away in my new little studio here, doing some really cool stuff. And I'm going to show you some of it, at least the flow of it today. And then as we roll this out over the next coming days and over the next couple weeks, you'll understand why that I'm doing the things the way I'm doing it. Okay, so let's just get into this real quickly. I have a few things I want to cover today with this update. The flow chart. You guys, I'm doing a general update here for pretty much all of the various channels and groups that we have inside of Trainer Method for all the various products. So those of you guys that have access to either the full Trainer Method or to any of the individual products that have access to the flow chart that I'm about to show you, you've had access to it for a while. I showed you, I did some videos on it, and the last I talked about it, I told you I was going to update with the funnels. So that's what I've updated now, and I'm going to show you in a few minutes here, or actually right now, but and I'm going to explain the reverse funnel that's there and why we're doing it, and then I'm going to talk about something called DaVinci Resolve. So let's go to the flow chart now. So you guys have this link to the flow chart already. It's been in the members area for a while, but this entire area here is now updated. What's different now is all of this. So this is the funnel flow. We're going to go through this right now. So let me zoom in on this. So you have access to this flow chart yourself, so you can refer to it at any time. I'm just going to walk you through why this is the way it is. Basically, what I've done is I've mapped out the funnel. Then this is the funnel flow chart for not only the Trainer Method funnel, but also for any information product funnel that you might have. This is the funnel that I recommend. This is after me building thousands and thousands of funnels over the years and doing, thousands and thousands of split tests at a minimum. This is the funnel that works the best for bringing cold traffic, new people into your universe and selling them something. And this works great for information products, e-commerce products, doesn't matter. The idea is the psychological stuff. We'll talk a lot about that in the future when I get into more of the deeper funnel training. You guys that have access to the Trainer Method already have some of my funnel training already. We've talked about a lot of this. But this is a detail about how this is going to go down and why we're doing it. So what this is a reverse funnel. Oh, actually, this funnel here is actually a generic funnel for a launch. Whenever you're launching a new product or you're bringing a new person into your universe, this is the flow that you want to bring them through. This is a launch funnel. Now, the particular launch funnel that we're doing going forward with the Trainer Method, with my own stuff, and with Tarlisa's stuff is something called a reverse funnel. A reverse funnel simply means that there is a way on the front end that's super easy to get conversions and bring a little bit of money into your pocket to at least to help cover your advertising costs to get that person to the page. And what that's called is a self-liquidating offer. What that means is you spent, whatever it is, $1, $2, or whatever it costs you to get the click to get a person to the page, and you sell them something low ticket to help cover that cost. Now, a reverse funnel is called reverse because what we do with it is for affiliates. This is really great for affiliates. What you do for affiliates is you give the affiliates the 100% of the front end offer commission. So in this case, what I'm doing is a $50 non-refundable application fee. So that's the beginning of the offer, and we'll talk about that in the coming weeks as we go through this, and I show you how I split test it all out and how we run the whole thing. This reverse funnel, what it does is allows your affiliates and you to help recoup some of your advertising costs, and this works really, really great for high ticket back end offers. I'm talking about things that are $1,000 and higher. Now, if you got something lower price like this, you don't really need all of this. In fact, you're probably going to do all of this even for low ticket stuff, because quite honestly, guys, in marketing, it takes just as much work to create a low ticket sale as it does to create a high ticket sale. It's the same amount of work. What you have to do then is to start thinking about this differently. So I'm going to walk you through this funnel, and this again, the reverse funnel part of it, just set that in the back burner for now mentally. Not think about this, and we'll go just look visually here at this funnel flow chart that we're going to go through. This is a traditional, I guess traditional is not the right word, but this is a launch funnel, somewhat traditional launch funnel. And this is the way that I lay out my funnels, the way that I found that it works the best, and all the reasons for that. And I'm going to explain to you each one of these here, go through. So let's zoom in here. So where we left off last time when we were talking about the flow chart was traffic sources and all the various traffic sources that you can do. There's a million different kinds of traffic sources. Those all flow into the funnel. So this is assuming that this traffic is cold, meaning you have no relationship with this traffic whatsoever. Traffic meaning people. These people don't know who you are. They don't know anything about your offer. They just saw some sort of ad and clicked on it. Okay. So what you've got to do is follow through from what they saw in the ad. This is the very first page they're going to see. This is your squeeze page. This is where you immediately need to capture some contact information from people. Immediately, that's the first thing you've got to get. So this page's entire purpose, one singular purpose, all this page has is to get email address from somebody. That's it. And so in order to help facilitate that, what you got to do is whatever your ad said, whatever the headline was that worked to get them there, it needs to be this headline here. It needs to flow through. So when people land, they get this automatic closed loop, a satisfying closed loop mentally that, hey, I arrived in the right place and I didn't click on an ad that's some sort of, bullshit like the most of the internet is. So it needs to follow through. The design should follow through. The headline should follow through with whatever the headline was on the ad. And there's all kinds of ways to do this dynamically so you don't have to build all kinds of pages. And we'll talk about that in the future, but that's a little bit more advanced. I'll show you how, guys, all of this is done. None of this is difficult. Don't make it too hard. And I'll show you how easy it is. You can copy these templates super easy in all kinds of various platforms that are out there. So you need to have a power headline. The power headline needs to be very shocking, some sort of shock and awe. And then we've got a shock and awe video. Shock and awe just means it creates some sort of pattern to interrupt this person's, what they're going through, their day-to-day, running through their day. They're bored to death and they clicked on an ad. So you need to have something that's shocking, powerful. You don't have to shock like, horrifying or anything like that. The whole idea here is simply to create a pattern interrupt. And you can do it an infinite number of ways. And I'll show you how we do it, of course, through all of our funnels. You need some sort of shocking thing to get them to stay. So the psychology here is that they've clicked on something. Now they've landed. You've confirmed that they're in the right place. So they're feeling good. They click to play the video. And that immediately needs to have immediate power to it. Immediately, like, boom, hey, we have something awesome here. Give us your email address and you need to sell this page as hard as you do anything else. Just as hard as any sales page, you need to sell the reason that people should give you their email address, because these days people really cherish their email addresses. And if you don't do this correctly or you don't do it well, people might still give you their email addresses, but it'll be a throwaway one or one they don't ever check. So you want to get the real email address that people check. So this just comes down to your body copy and your offer. So you'll see examples of how I do it across all over the place, of course. But so now this page needs to have a call to action button here and then another one down towards the bottom of the page if you have body copy in the middle. A lot of times I don't even have this complete bottom half of the page at all. It will simply be a headline, a video, and a button. and then maybe some footer links down below. But a lot of times you'll see my pages just have that, and the simpler the better, actually, because you don't want people confused, and you don't want them going off reading things and forgetting about the offer that you're trying to get, which is an email address. So the call to action button should create a 2-step email opt-in thing, because you don't want to have people land on a page that shows email box and then a button below it like what you said. And you definitely don't want to have something that says name, email, and then a button. Don't do all that, because that scares people. All you need to have, good headline, good video, and then a button that says call to action. Yes, join us. Get the email address. And then this will be a 2-step. So when they click the button, it will pop up a new window here with the actual form on it that has the email field and the button. And then you'll have some copy here to confirm again what they're doing. And then by that time, they're what you call in sales, yes conditioned. They're going to follow through as long as you've done a good job with your copy. Okay. Now, this is the most important part of the whole funnel, because if people don't give you the email address, none of the rest of this shit matters. Like, look at all this work. Look at all of this. I mean, this is where you make the money. I'm just going to back out here. Zoom out here. All the rest of this. Look at this. And this is all work to set all this up, right? So none of that shit matters. None of it matters if they don't ever get past step 1, which is given their email address. So you need to focus on this heavily. Okay. Well, once you've gotten the email address, then you immediately send them to the next funnel page. And you also send them an email with the same copy that you have on the page here to also send them back to this page. Okay. So, the funnel page 1 will be the same thing. Power headline, shock and awe video, super important. Same thing, call to action button. The call to action button will take them either to the next step in your funnel or take them to a cart page. In the case of the reverse funnel system, like we're doing now, every one of these funnel pages with these various videos on them will take people to the $50 application page. But the call to action is not important here. The template is what matters. So a typical launch funnel, you'll have a squeeze page like we just talked about, and then 3 pages that have some content in them that build upon each other. And you won't really have a call to action button on these typically, because your call to action won't come until usually the 3rd video in the funnel. It'll take them to an offer. Tell them to go to an offer page, gets them excited about buying whatever it is that you taught about in the previous videos. And then the offer page, it explains the offer. So that's typically what you do. But in the reverse funnel case, every one of these videos will lead to the offer page. And the offer page is simply to sign up for the application. And you'll see exactly how I do it when we roll it out. So in this case, the video series that I've created all build upon each other, but they all also can live independently of each other. So I have every single one of the pages in this funnel not set up in a traditional way, meaning that each one of them will take you to the order page. There's not a big anticipation build like a typical funnel does, okay? So the only real difference on these pages is that on the first page, you want to have a preview of the coming videos. So you'll have basically preview is wrong wording here, but on this video, you'll have this is the video you're watching here, and the next one will be video 2 and then video 3. So in the bottom here, you have video 1, video 2, video 3, and this is nothing more than a screen cap that's exciting with some copy to get them excited about the coming videos. Okay, that's it. And again, this call to action takes you to the order pages here. Oh, and then the footer links. I need to talk about footer links. Footer links are really important. So you'll notice each one of these funnel pages, I have footer links. Now, these footer links need to be pages to like your members area, to all of your legalese stuff that you need to have these days, privacy policy, terms and conditions, disclaimers, DMCA notices, all of that stuff. You have to have that on these pages. And specifically because a lot of times you're having people that you paid to have come to your site via the traffic sources you have, and they're landing on these pages. So you want to provide them, if they don't want to go through your funnel, like not everybody wants to, but you'll give them other places to go. Okay, so you need to have your legal lead stuff anyway when you have dealing with new, especially paid traffic. But you also want to have links to interesting content you have with some compelling, clickbait, basically. So if people don't want to go through your funnel, they'll go somewhere else. But what I'll typically do on these pages is what you don't want is people to going through, watching your video, and then scrolling down and then clicking on these links and then not going through your funnel. So you want the option, but don't want them really going there, okay? So what I'll do typically is I'll create something like this like a blocker bar in here. Does that work? No, why did that not work? Why is that not working? Oh, it's going underneath. Okay, never mind. Anyway, what I'll do, it doesn't matter anyway. What I'm doing here is on these pages like this, what I'll typically do is have a bar that I build on the page through the HTML that's kind of wide, and it'll be some sort of dark color. So when you're scrolling down the page and you hit that, it looks like you've reached the end of the page. And for most people, psychologically, they will think they're at the end of the page and they'll scroll back up, and then they'll go to the actions that you want them to do, okay? But for those that don't do that, they can continue to scroll further, and what you do is you have a lot of space in here. But if they want to scroll further, then the footer links are there. Now you'll see this in the pages that I do, and I'll describe them again. So you'll see this again. Don't try to get I know this is a lot of information, so don't try to swallow it all at once. And then the same thing on the next several pages. And then so funnel page 1, funnel page 2, and funnel page 3 are all the same. Okay, they just have different videos that build upon each other. Funnel page 3, you notice, does not have the previews because you've already had that. Now you could split test having those little things in there to have people go back and watch your other videos, but typically you don't want them going backwards in your funnel, so you want them going forward. So the next call to action will take them to the offer page. The offer page has same thing, power headline and offer video. Now this offer video is strictly sales. All your marketing is done up to this point. Now after this, it's sales. It's time to make sales. This is where you describe your offer and do all your persuasion marketing here to get the offer done, and then sell the offer here, and then to a cart page. Now cart page, things change. You got your order info here, like you've all seen on shopping carts, name, shipping address, all that sort of stuff, credit card information. Then you have an order button below. Now, the layout here has been split tested to death by a lot of people over the years, and this is what works the best, because once you've got somebody to the cart page, you cannot screw this up. I see so many people just like go into a shitty cart page, assuming that once people have gone to the cart page, they're just going to jump through whatever hoops that you've laid out for them. Which means if you have a shitty, old, crappy looking cart page, people may just abandon the whole thing. So what you want to do is lay it out just like this. Again, power headline. You're still in sales mode until people actually put their credit card information in and hit the order button saying, yes, this is still sales. So what you got to do is what we do once you hit the cart page, then you strip out all the other stuff. See, there's nothing down here in the bottom. All gone, completely empty. There's only one action they can do, and that's order. That's it. But this is really critical. So you got the typical shopping cart information you have here, name, address, phone number, credit card information, all that. And then you have a giant order button here and a picture of the offer up here. Even if that you guys have seen this, so even if that's a picture of a fake looking box or some fake DVDs like they used to do back in the day, or a picture of a video, some sort of picture of the offer. Get something done on Fiverr if you don't know how to do it. It's not very hard. And again, you'll see how I do it and all this stuff. And then some body copy with bullet points restating what people are going to get. That's really important, that it's right here next to the order info and next to the order button. And then next step is really critical, is having testimonials, 3 to 5 of your best testimonials very near the order button. Because all of this stuff reconfirms why they're here. Hey, the picture of the offer looks good. Oh, here's the bullet points that looks good. Right when their button is, your fingers are hovering over this, they've got their credit card out. You see the testimonials. They see pictures of smiling faces of your testimonials, 3 to 5 of your best ones, and that's it. Critical, okay? Now, once they've got the credit card information, now send them to an upsell. Now, you always create an upsell, because this is long-term studies across every bit of sales that's ever been done in the history of sales and marketing. There are always 20% of people of any crowd who want to go further. This is critical. And if you don't have an upsell, that means you're leaving a minimum of 20% of the money that's left on the table. So since you're paying for traffic, these upsells is where you really start to really make the profits. So this is super critical to have an upsell. And there's all kinds of ways to structure upsells that we'll talk about in the future. We can go on for hours about that alone. But typically your upsell wants to be something powerful, something that adds on, and it's a make it a no-brainer answer. For a super small upgrade, they get this powerful thing. Okay, and then so 18 to 20% of people will take that offer as long as you do it well and it's not crazy priced. They will take it. So you got that much more money, and then guess what you do? You send them to another upsell. Because guess what? 18 to 20% of that group also wants to go further. Okay? I don't like having more than 2 upsells, because then it gets annoying and people are like, okay, come on, give me a fucking break. It's stupid. 2 upsells, that's all you need. But upsell 2 is same idea, something powerful to stack onto it to capture that other remaining 18 to 20% in this additional group. So that all tacks on to your profit that you make into your funnel. Now, the person that came through, ordered your initial offer, saw the upsell, but then you notice here that I've got yes buttons and no buttons, right? Okay, so if they click the yes button, obviously you took them to the upsell. If they click the no button, we'll take them to a downsell. Now, you only need 1 downsell. Now, this is critical because, again, there is always that 20% of any group who wants to go further with you. Doesn't matter what you're doing in life, in sales or marketing or anything. There's always 20% of any group who want to go further with you. If you're out partying, there's 20% of that partying group that want to keep partying. Promise you. It's just human psychology. So, but that doesn't mean that those 20% of people are going to take your upsell, because maybe it doesn't resonate with them, okay? So what you do to capture the remaining bit of that group, or as much as you can of that group, send them to a downsell. Now, a downsell is basically just simply a reduced priced version of your upsell, typically. And that's it. So, this one. It'll be a reduced price version of your upsell. So you take out a few options or whatever, and you reduce the price, and it's still an upsell. In actuality, I hate the word actuality, but in reality, this is an upsell. But we call it a downsell in marketing because they're not taking your additional higher price offer, and since it's a cheaper price, we call it a downsell. But you're still getting more money from people compared to what they just went through from just buying your initial offer. But it's a downsell because you're lowering the price and taking away some of the features or whatever to achieve a lower price. Now, they click the no, they go to the downsell, and then same thing. If there is another downsell, don't do 2 downsells. It's not worth the effort. Believe me, I tried it. Just one's good enough. Just make it a powerful one. And then from there, it doesn't matter whether they take it or not, yes or no. They're going to go to the thank you page. And then same up here. Doesn't matter. Oh, well, if they do take it, they're going to go to the thank you page. If they don't take it, again, hit the no on the upsell offer number 2. You'll take them back to the downsell. Because if they're on upsell offer number 2 page, that means they took this upsell offer number 2 and haven't seen the downsell yet. So you have to think about your downsell a little bit in order to make this work, obviously, but that's the basic template. So upsell, from this point, they're going to land. They took the upsell or the downsell, or they didn't. Either way, they're going to land on the thank you page. So if they click no, 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 all the way through from this cart page, they're still going to end up on this same thank you page. So every person that comes through your funnel that purchases anything is going to land on the same thank you page. So this needs to be a very generic thank you page that gives them thank you, welcome, and tells them what to expect next. Tells them just something super generic. Tell them to check their email inbox. Give them maybe a little preview of the members area, and then I like to give a link here to go to the members area. And of course, you want the footer links back in action that you had before, because these people just paid you. You don't want them lost and wondering where to go next. So make it very clear. I don't like putting a bunch of stuff on this page. Super simple headline, super simple intro video, welcome video, and then the footer links, of course. And that's it. Oh, it's not it, actually. Because the really critical piece here is it's this giant purple bar here that everything feeds back to. You notice all of these, everything feeds back to this. And then also this is here. It's obviously our tracking systems. Tracking systems are critically important because, again, without tracking systems, every one of these funnel actions are pointless. Because if we don't know what's happening here, we don't know what worked and what didn't, and we don't know what traffic source, what worked and what didn't, we don't know anything. So all of the actions that happen on these pages will feed back to our tracking systems. These include click tracking, conversion tracking, heat maps, and all kinds of other things that we'll talk about. And also these tracking systems feed back to our traffic sources. So we've got full feedback loop on everything, and we're split testing everything. So there you go. Now you guys have access to this. You can go through this whole thing on your own. And, whoa, I don't want to be moving that. You can go back through this whole thing on your own. And, of course, I'm going to be covering this in depth as we go forward. But I wanted to give you guys an update where we are. So that's the funnel update and the flowchart update. And the reverse funnel idea, I've already given you a rough overview of that. Again, we'll cover all of this multiple times over and over and over. If this is over your head, don't get blown out of the water. I'm just giving an update where I am. And so I've been working hard on the funnel. All of those pages that I've just described to you and all the videos that go into there has been most of my work going into this funnel. I have hundreds and hundreds of hours working on this thing now, and it's very, very good. I'm very proud of it, and I know it's going to convert very well. And I'll show you how we fix and run through the things that don't convert very well, because not everything is going to work, and how we pivot. So what do you do whenever you have a video that you spend a lot of time on in this series and then it doesn't work, or it's not resonating with people? What do you do in the middle of a paid traffic campaign, of course, So as we spend a little bit of money, we'll start out with spending, $10 or $20 a day, and it makes the tweaks necessary for the funnel to start working. And then as we roll it out, you guys will see everything. So that's all coming very, very soon. I'm very close to rolling out the next piece of it. You've already seen the squeeze page, or at least the pre-launch squeeze page that I have, which is nothing like that. I don't really even approve of this squeeze page for anybody. I'm just doing it for a specific reason. but it's going away very soon, and we're going to move over to the squeeze page template as I've just showed you in the flowchart, and then you'll see the funnel, how it's really laid out. Because right now the existing funnel really isn't a funnel; it's just a squeeze page, and that's it. But that's changing very soon. And on 11/11, we'll be rolling out the entire new thing. And of course, we got new content in the trainer method with all kinds of new cool things that you guys will see. You guys that are members of the trainer method, you guys that aren't members, just stay tuned and pay attention to this funnel as it rolls out. You guys that are in the various other master classes and things like that, the affiliate class and all that stuff, this is exactly what I've been wanting to show you, is a way to roll these funnels out. And we're going to get very, very, very detailed very soon. And now at least you have the overall flow chart so that you can at least start mapping out your own funnels for your own stuff. For those of you that already have working systems and stuff. For those of you that don't wait around on me. Just go try stuff. I mean, what, you gonna die if it doesn't work? No, just try some things. All right, so enough of that. During this process, I've been working heavily on video editing, and over the years, my go-to tool for all the sales videos and marketing videos and every other kind of video I've done over the years has been Camtasia, it's been around forever. It's wildly popular with marketers. It's great for doing presentation style videos for webinars, all that sort of stuff. However, it has a lot of limitations, and while it does a lot of great things, you can do some amazing stuff that most people don't even realize that you can do with Camtasia. In fact, every video that you guys have seen from me up to this point has been 100% made in Camtasia. But I've been bumping into the limitation of Camtasia, so I started learning something called DaVinci Resolve, and this is the name of it. It's a terrible marketing name, but the software is amazing. It's by this company called Blackmagic Design, and they make these consoles. The super fancy looking desk here, they make these racks and all this stuff. Very, very high end, super expensive stuff for professionals. So one of their sales tools is DaVinci Resolve, which is a editing software, and it's free. They just give it away for free. So you can just click right here to download, and I'll give you guys a link up here. It's blackmagicdesign.com/products/DaVinci Resolve, or you could just Google DaVinci Resolve and you can find it. It's simply amazing. It has built in, it's basically a replacement for Adobe Premiere Pro, and at the same time a replacement for Adobe After Effects. It does After Effects, motion graphics type things mixed together in one platform with Adobe Premiere Pro level editing, and it's amazing. I mean, it is world-class software, and it's free. So it's hard to argue with free. And there's also a great growing community on YouTube and other places with tutorials and things. So I highly advise you check it out. If you're into making videos at all, it's an amazing package. Now, it's deep waters. It is not basic stuff. If you're new to all this stuff, do not go do this. It's too much. This is what I'm showing you guys, what I'm working on. I'm loving it. It's amazing, and you just can't beat the price. They do have a $300 version. That's $300 one time. I haven't bought that one. You simply don't need it until you get into really super advanced stuff. So just get the free one. I highly recommend it. It's very, very cool. So that's it for the update today, guys. I really appreciate your patience and all that with waiting around, wondering what's going on. I'm certain with everything. I built a new little studio here, and I really have just blocked off the world and been working for weeks on these funnels to try to make it the best it possibly can be. So you're going to see the fruits of that labor real soon. And study this flow chart for the funnels and start applying it to your own business, because it's universal, guys. This template for funnels is universal. It will work for anything. It's time tested for 2 decades now. It's not going to change. I would not have put the hours into it if it was ever going to have the possibility of changing. You don't need to. Now you need to change, split test various components, the copy, the videos, all that stuff. But the template itself, the way that you flow a customer, a cold traffic potential customer through a funnel, is time tested and will work. So get to work, go apply it, and I will be in touch with you guys very soon. So pay attention to the Slack channel and have a great rest of your week. Appreciate you guys. See ya.